Welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D, a place in which we cover astrology, psychic updates, as well as the twin flame path. I do come to you live on Fridays, and if you do click the bell, you get the updates by zodiac sign and more. And very importantly, we do have new hubs opening early in 2022 and beyond. Galaxy Pub for information content, as well as the Age of Aquarius magazine. So without further ado, let's get into the update for your zodiac sign. And if you need to see me live, as I mentioned, live on Fridays. Hi Capricorn, it's raining outside. We're leaving the emotions of the past behind. Very metaphorical, it's this huge release. And it really does feel like this as I'm recording the video. Especially looking at your cards. And the one thing I did notice is the outcome. You know, I've pulled some clarifiers and I've looked at it. Really, it's summing it up. It's making sense, both spiritually, psychically, and astrologically, as well as your cards. So yes, I am sensing this feeling that some of you were feeling no matter what you were doing, you couldn't see the hay for the clouds. And some of you were really feeling, emotionally speaking, there was quite a heavy suppressive energy. And again, I have been mentioning for a lot of the zodiac signs, it did really link back all the way through to August. So it has been like we're on this boat, we're quality assuring things don't seem to be going according to plan, and there's nothing but disaster. That doesn't necessarily mean it's so, but that is how it can feel and how it may have felt. So with those feelings, it was almost, you know, in your relationship sector, in your love life, which you're going to revisit this more towards the end of the year, because we are having Venus retrograding in Capricorn, and we do have the outcome card as things settling down. So the settle down now, you're trying to move into this emotional balance. You're trying to move into this space where you have a little bit more control and more stability with your footings, with your groundings and the things that you're directly doing. I did see that especially as the potential outcome, we have Grandmother Earth in reverse, which to me is linking, because the grandmother energy in astrology links to Pluto. And currently it's in the house of Capricorn. So we did have the Pluto energy that, you know, really it should be counteracted out. But due to the fact we've had both Saturn and Jupiter move direct, it can feel like it's this emotional like release. And that can be letting go. It can be suddenly having these major breakthroughs. Maybe feeling you're getting this physical momentum, especially with these emotions coming up. Understanding the underlying cause, very Pluto. It's like what's hidden, especially with Scorpio season. We're going to be looking at the hidden. Challenges in relationships, balance of mind and emotions, good connections with supportive friends and family. So I feel that was really what your emotional connection was. You wanted to create connections that were very stable. And sometimes we're in the mix, we need to understand. We have the best of intentions. It doesn't necessarily mean that those individuals, you know, because it takes two to tango, that those direct individuals maybe had that capacity at that point in time. So going back over old ground, we get a metaphor to actually look at it from a different perspective. Now the moon at the moment will interact with your Venus house, especially because it's in the house of Aries. We can have wounds relating to love. We can feel as though there's unfinished business, but we can have some sense of a perspective that we need to psychologically let go of. And I do feel through Mercury retrograde as well as Mars and Libra, it has really made us really hone in on those things so we can have more success moving forward. Now, your crowning card you have coming through is almost like it was in reverse, and it connects to an 11. So it is a brand new beginning. It's having faith in that process, but closing that cycle and having faith in this new beginning. Sometimes it can be psychologically, everything has been peeled away to give you this blank canvas, and that can create a lot of uncertainty. But the one thing you are certain about is you want to attract stable connections in your life. And, you know, when we're healing, we can get to a space where out of protection, we can block people out, because we don't want to refill that vibration. I put a post up on Instagram, which was, you know, food for thought post. And it was, in some ways, we feel that, you know, in order to prevent ourselves from hurting, keeping people at bay can be a solution. But then that's keeping us in that space. in that pain space, because those connections do actually bring value to us, be it it's a new connection or interconnections with human beings. With Saturn direct in Aquarius and Jupiter direct in Aquarius, we're having new relationships with people. We're having a new identity inside of those scenarios. Now, yes, I can see from the past, it did stink, okay? There were some pretty yucky situations that maybe we had to deal with. Maybe we psychologically believed we had to. In the shadow of it, you know, and I don't feel this card's a negative. I feel it's more the death card in Tarot. It's cycles are moving away, but we're coming to terms with the old. We're coming to terms with the new. We're diving deep. And through the pride, it's been our belief systems. It's been our thoughts and our theories. It's been things that, you know, almost like the skeletons in the closet in Halloween coming out to play, but releasing them and really finding where those wounds were. Some of you are feeling as though, like I said, everything's ended, it's over, there's no good things. And I feel for those of you, really balance the creative chakras and your lower chakras. Again, I do feel a little bit of third eye, but it does feel more heart-centered. I am looking at the gem for you, and it is heart-centered. And definitely from the crystal you came up with, I'm seeing the green and the orange in the card, and that's heart and power, heart and control, heart and energy and motivation. But it is to do with where we do have physical power on our side of the fence and what that new perspective is. I do feel some of you are feeling that, you know, all the happy days, you know, how can you really monopolize on them? How can you really pour your energy into that connection and come to terms with it? For some of you, if this is relating to a twin flame path, we can at times feel it's very Plutonian, which is almost like this. It can be addictive tendencies. It can be quite purgatory. It's through wounds. We have an association of connection, but it's also through that healing process. It's that, you know, a little bit like, what's that song called? And I can hear it in my head at the moment. Do you believe in life after love? I think it's Cher. Big shout out, Cher. I absolutely love her. And it's even through chaos and destruction, can there come beauty? Very Chiron and Aries. Okay, some of you are reflecting back, and I'm feeling you to be very reflective, very emotionally intelligent. You're being quite resourceful, but you're kind of fearing that you're going to create a new pattern, but the outcome card is really showing that's a fallacy. It is showing that you're more attracted to more neutral orientated energy as you relate to that circumstance, like the laws of attraction, you're going to bring it back in. The other thing I can say is between now and December, you're going to be having this forward momentum. It can feel that, yes, as we come out of Mercury in shadow, we still can get communication. I really see that as a possibility. I do feel a lot of the communication might have been delayed due to the fact it was in a very unmotivational position, and it did feel very personal for us of what we were going through. So not necessarily were we getting communication during that cycle. Again, I am saying you needing to get your life force back up. This does require you to balance your sacral chakra. It is the joint energy. And I'm also seeing that some of you may be changing your appearance and the way you relate to things, but I'm almost feeling you're very observant, like a fly on the wall, because you're not wanting to put a foot wrong. Okay, like I said, this card at the moment for me psychically is coming through almost like feeling like you don't want a relationship. The card drops down to a 6, and this is the solution inside the problem, especially because your crowning energy is to do with connections, but your reality is, do they go anywhere? I feel with this card, being that it's a 6, it's to do with healthy boundaries and our control, fair-based frequency, the orange chakra, which is the joint energy in spiritual connections, i.e. twin flame. Stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing a test. Part of the test is what we need to understand is we are safe. We are safe to love. We are safe with the new information and education to attract that back towards us. Your belief system temporarily may be a little bit tumultuous, that you're physically and psychologically believing that that's not possible. But transformation is possible if we, in fact, have made the cake differently. And I do feel between now and next month, there is big changes for you. I'm also seeing there's a lot of conditioning that at the moment, and I don't know why it's coming up so loudly in all the Zodiac signs, but it is to do with tribe. And more than likely it's because Saturn, the Lord of Restriction, and Jupiter is in the house of Aquarius. Now, our initial retrograde, as the nodes shifted, we're in the house of Aquarius. And we can actually be having a lot more understanding, really relating to the people around us. This can be for work, for instance, if you're looking at your job, how you can actually become part of that group, but how you can be separate and autonomous. Separately inside of connections, the same scenario. Where did you feel there were restrictions, and where are they psychological in belief, and how can we liberate ourselves? But I do feel really, again, from August to now, there may have been some challenges, but now you're coming back, and it's really asking you not to sell yourself short, that you are part of the tribe, but you also have your own identity and belief system separately. Again, I do feel this is a massive week for you moving into the month of November, and even moving into the first week of November. I'm sensing that you're really rewriting your story. So yes, what you're made of is really going to come through. And I feel also when it does come to your connection, your romantic interest, I feel you're taking a paused moment. You're reflecting and you're choosing, and as you send that out to the ethers, that's what you're manifesting back in. I do feel you can create healthy boundaries. You can manifest this back towards you, but it is about knowing what you're made of. And if you do feel spiritually tested, it's going to show you that you're stronger than you think. If you do want to come through and have a look at the extension and see how this is playing out for your romantic connection, as well as your life moving forward into November, the link is below. Otherwise, listen to the end of this video. I'll see you on Fridays. The link for the Members Hub is directly below. We also do have additional videos coming. Galaxy Pub is launching early 2022. Anything spiritual, the subjects covered on that channel. Very separately, we have the Age of Aquarius. Now, you can go onto the website. The VIP list is there. And when it's ready to launch, I will give you those updates. Bookings online and webinars as well. Live every Friday at 10 a.m. on the main platform. And 3 sessions a month at $11 in the Twin Flame Hub. Do keep an eye on the community tab, because I am automating posts and giving you updates for the moon energies by zodiac sign. Love and light. I will see you throughout the week, both live and for your zodiacs. Take very good care, and I'll see you on the other side.